I'm all about expansion for rugby league. In fact, I'd like to see like a 20-team comp. Get rid of New South Wales Cup, make it under 23s again. Make it, have like under 23s as your launch pad. Have an extra 4 teams in, which will help them peripheral players go to say the Perth Reds or the Adelaide Rams or the new team in Brisbane or the new team in New Zealand, and play 1 round a year. That's it. 20 games in the whole season.
It does seem silly how you play some people once and some people.
I know it is unfair. The problem we got is
because you've got that break in the middle for Origin that I'd like to see as well.
Maybe that could be something for 10 years down the track. And we've got to get the structure of the game right. So we're getting that many players coming through. At the moment, the problem we've got in the game is the fact we can't have that many teams because we haven't got the depth. And what we're seeing with clubs at the moment is that there's clubs with money, right? And they've got a really strong roster, and some of those clubs have got depth. Then it starts to wean down to the point that you've got clubs towards the bottom that have got absolutely no depth, and they've got a really weak roster on top of that. Even you look at the Dragons here in Ricky Stewart. Ricky Stewart, they lost Paul Vaughan and a number of players last year, like Sean Fenson, that added depth to their squad. And he said, we have no depth at our club anymore because those periphery players have been taken to other clubs. That's the problem. In an ideal world, you'd have 20 clubs, 20 rounds, absolutely perfect, standalone weekends. It fits perfect. The problem we have is we haven't got enough quality players to sustain that.
Is the problem also, though, that there aren't enough fans to move around to those additional 4 clubs? Well, we've seen it in other codes where you bring in a club and you have to take fans from other areas because there's not enough people.
Well, MG said if you had Perth, you take it to cities. I think there's enough in Brisbane. I think if you had a Friday, like a Thursday or a Friday where they play at Suncorp Stadium, and then all of a sudden you've got a game on a Sunday. Another Brisbane side, I think, into the future is a must.
Perth and Adelaide?
I'm not sure about Perth. I'm not sure. I'm not sure about Perth. We've seen the Western Force go there, be novelty for a little while and drop off. In an ideal world, yes, Freo, but again, you get to the place that you can't fill that side with Perth juniors. There's not enough people. No. So then you start to pull on the Heartland teams, and they start to suffer.
Do you go to those places like Perth, though, and say, right, in 20 years, like the AFL have done, the Swannies are going to be good but they've got so much dough and they've got so much patience. Have the Rugby League got the patience to put a Perth team in and go, you know what, they're going to struggle for a while.
This is a 20-year process.
But we're going to back it, exactly, which is what...
Can we afford to lose that much money? That's the
right.
Thing. Can we afford to?
Well, the AFL
Adelaide, when they took the Roosters down there. I mean, I don't know if...
They had 21,000, but it was a one-off.
And it wasn't their own team either, because I know the Adelaide Rams started in 95 with us, with Perth Reds, and they kind of died away a bit, the fan base, because of all the indecision around the Super League as well.
There's a lot of things I think that have got to get right with the game here, including the game day experience.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, but the game day experience has dropped off of the ground. Look, when you talk about eyes on the game, it's never been a matter. The ratings for television and everything are fantastic.
But
in fact,
attendance.
It's such a good television sport that attendances are suffering. So what the league have got to do, they've got to make it more affordable, and they've got to make the experience at the games better. For all the games. Like an example, like Allianz. When you go to Allianz, right, you've got the 200-metre screens either end.
Yeah.
And it is sensational.
Yeah.
Right? I understand they don't get a huge crowd. You go to McDonald Jones Stadium in Newcastle, honestly, the screen is like a pimple at the end of the ground. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Can't
like
see
someone's
anything.
brought their own telly from home in.
Yes. Yeah. It's different. But that's only a bit part of it. Again, we're getting back to the fact that MG talks about all the time. The old days where you would go to the game and you would get 3 quality games of football.
Yeah.
As opposed to, you have one.
And now, too, we're bursting the bubble when when I came back from Perth to Penrith, there was this new fad that you'd have to warm up on the field. And it took away all that.
The showmanship of running out.
You're right.
I don't want to see the player until they run out.
And you know what? They're warming up for half an hour, 40 minutes. You go,
I know.
You see them for that long,
You see your heroes. The first time you want to see is when they run on
out the
field.
gate.
And you don't want to, and thank God they banned people warming down on the field.
That was embarrassing.
I was a brookie one day. It was Dogs versus Manly, and they didn't play well. And at the end of the game, the strength and conditioner had one of the sides doing 50-metre runs after it, and the crowd standing there going, "And you're trying to tell us you gave us everything?"
Yeah.